Today, what we want to do is we want to show you the difference in the types of tents that we've used. Because we've used ground tents, we've used easy up ground tents, and now we've got this rooftop tent. So, big picture, is the rooftop tent worth it? Does it really set up faster? Is it really that more comfortable? And then we're going to give you all the kids score. What do the kids think about all three? Today we wanted to sort of answer the question of why we choose to tent camp over camper camping. We have camped pretty much any way that you can camp. We have done tents, slide-ins, pop-up campers, pull-behind campers. Some of our favorites were the slide-in.
Yeah, that was back before kids.
Yeah.
When it was just me and Andrea and
the 86.
Yeah, I had a 86 Dodge. We had somebody had gave us that slide-in. It was just mint, vintage. It was a lot of fun. Obviously, as kids come along, that got to be crowded. Motorcycles kind of got phased out, and we moved on to the next thing.
The next thing was our pop-up. We went to Florida in this one, and this was
98 or 99.
It was 98.
That was one of those trucks that I still to this day, I know we're talking about the camper, but I immediately look at the truck.
It's the truck.
And I say that's probably the one that I should have held on to. I had fully built that thing with, I mean, it was set, solid truck. We did the pop-up, that was fun, but then kids keep growing.
The kids got bigger.
And we wanted to see.
Try new things. We wanted to see what worked for us.
And by the way, we're tent camping in the midst of all of this.
Yeah.
So we're owning these things, but we're still finding ourselves going tent camping more probably during the year than we are in the
Well, in the tents we would go kayaking and camping, and you can't pull a camper to the riverbank, and so we still went tent camping in the midst of this. You had that vehicle for literally 2 months.
Yeah, I had a FJ62. That was kind of the cool thing to get, so I got one. The Mopar guy in me just would not let me keep it. I couldn't stand it.
This was probably my favorite vehicle setup besides...
That was King Supreme there.
Besides Termite. We never named this one, but that truck was a beast.
It was a 92 W250 extended cab.
It was a beautiful truck.
Had a 12 valve Cummins in it. We had our 25-foot camper?
23.
23-foot camper.
That folded out to 27.
Yeah, that truck, I bought it, restored the whole truck. It was gorgeous. It was run great, but it had the jump seats in the back. You could not park it anywhere in town because there was not enough room to park,
it was a boat.
To turn it around and park it. And so that's what we sold it, and that's what I purchased my Ram that I have now in.
We really struggled on whether or not to sell that camper because we loved that camper. It was a hybrid camper, so the edges popped out, so it felt like a tent. So essentially, even when we were camper camping, we still made it feel like a tent. I would say the biggest reason overall that we got rid of our camper is because we want to go places that the camper can't go. And we wanted to go farther than we felt comfortable pulling a camper. And so this was sort of the best of both worlds.
They are extremely comfortable. We enjoyed it. Like, you know, when we go to Arkansas, it was really nice to leave it at the campground, have somewhere that we can come back to and stretch out and just relax, watch a movie at night.
You have TV, air conditioning,
we
bathroom.
Really did like that, but there's the expenses of towing, there's maintenance expenses,
insuring expenses,
all those things, and that's, for some folks, that's not a big deal. Some people are like, hey, it's worth it. But for us, when we got to looking at things, we like older vehicles, we love the charm of them. So when you're trying to balance this and that and all those things, we just kind of got down to the point where we had to kind of pick a lane.
We did.
And so for us, like Andrew just said, we like to get out places where there's not a lot of people. And so the camper, you kind of are limited on where you can park it and where you can stay.
There are some fabulous campgrounds out there, don't get us wrong. There's a few campgrounds that we still love and still want to go to. But there are some negatives to campground camping, like the 16-year-olds on the side-by-sides who try to drive like it's NASCAR, or the 10:30 at night Uncle Joe who thinks singing country music's awesome.
And the couple arguing.
Yeah,
two campers
there's
over.
some negatives to camper camping at a campground.
So, and then probably the last reason for these is they're just cool.
They are really cool.
They're just really cool.
Termite is really cool.
We're not gonna play the game and say like, oh no, we
did this just because
it's cool.
It's cool.
So
it's just really cool.
So anyway, let's set up some tents.
We're gonna set up tents. We're gonna time each one to see which one takes the longest, and we've never done this, and this is gonna be a lot of work, honestly. I thought about putting a fight counter. How many times we thought we put them?
We've already got a few under us this morning.
That we fought way more backing in a camper than
oh yeah, that was another thing.
anything.
I know, that was the one negative of my
always
camping.
fought. We always fought. We saw a shirt that said "I'm sorry for what was it?"
What we said to each other while we were
Yeah,
back in
while
the
we were
camper.
parking the camper.
Yeah,
because it's like that's like the worst. Literally, we would pull into the campground and I'd start sweating. Beads of sweat would be like, God, it's fixing to happen. We're gonna start.
We would
sweating.
even decide before we got there that we
We're not gonna fight.
weren't gonna fight, and
we fight.
it just
Yelling.
brings it out of you.
It does.
So anyway, let's set up some tents.
Let's set up some tents.
One of the things that I want to look at is just kind of the size packed up. This is just something to consider if you're in a vehicle with limited storage. I think that one's going to take the longest.
That one's definitely gonna take the
So
longest.
let's do it first.
Okay. All right, ready?
Yeah.
And go. Oh my God!
The sand.
I did not expect that. Seven minutes, 47 seconds.
7 minutes, 47 seconds. I suspect this one's going to be probably the fastest one.
I think this is going to be the fastest.
And we hadn't set that one up in a few years because we got this one. And so we never really used that one that much.
Because this one's so much faster.
But you can see it takes up a lot of room.
Yeah.
Just packed up, so.
And go.
Almost half the time.
Half the time.
And we had to find the steak.
We spent almost a minute looking for the steaks. We're freshest at opening this one. Oh, yeah. We're gonna count that? Time now? I'm not timing it yet. And go.
I know it took longer than that.
It took way longer than that.
I think it was faster than that one.
It was faster than that one. 7 minutes, 6 seconds.
So.
And that was partially because I was doing the last of the little flat thingies, and I'm not good with those little bendy wires.
But the difference is, this already has the bed in it.
It's got a mattress.
We've got the rain flap. We've got the vents open. We haven't put anything in these. We haven't put the rain flaps on top of them.
Yeah.
Now, but in all reality, you're talking about a matter of a couple of
2 minutes difference.
Yeah. So we're not talking like, oh, because you're going to spend 2 more minutes camping, the whole trip is ruined. It's just, you know.
Well, I mean, if you were gonna, because in this one and in this one, we take an air mattress, which is not.
I hate air mattresses.
They're not comfortable.
I don't know if I'm not. They are not as comfortable.
You wake up on the ground.
You wake up in the morning. You wake up on the floor. No matter how we've had good ones, we've had cheap ones.
It's like they're still holding air, but like some part of you is touching the ground.
It's just, I don't know. I would rather just sleep on the ground.
But if you were to take and blow up the 2 air mattresses that we normally take with us, these would both take way longer.
Yeah, we're just talking about set up tent time.
Just set up tent time, but this does also already have a mattress and blankets in it. We keep the blankets in it, we keep the sheets on it, and so we're ready to go to sleep now. And in these, we are definitely not ready to go to sleep.
Talk about doing this, but I wonder if pack up time. This is obviously way faster pack up time.
Yeah, I think we need to time it on pack up too. Because this thing is going to pack up faster than both of these, for sure.
That one packs up pretty fast.
You say that, but if you pack it up to where it actually goes back in that bag, it does not pack up fast. Because I've packed it up more than you have.
See, putting it up is one thing, but you got to take it down.
You do have to take it down.
The kids wanted to come give their point of view. So.
To start off with, let's check out the regular, normal old ground tent. So let's come in here and y'all tell us what you think.
So we gotta give.
Oh.
What?
So what do you think about it? Or what's your kid score?
I don't really like it. Then if somebody's looking out in the night and they can look in and they can see you sleeping, they can see what special thing you got in here, then they could come in.
People can watch you sleep in this one. That's her kid score on this one. They can watch you sleep. What's your score on this tent?
85.3. Don't have to be that dramatic.
Okay, what's your score, Judah?
85. 1 to 100.
However you.
Probably a 10.
Wow. So not very high. Let's go on to the next tent. This is our Easy Up Blackout tent.
I love it.
You love it?
You can see the stars if people can't actually see you sleep.
Yeah.
And
it does actually have a lot more privacy. I never really even thought about that.
And then
also,
it
it doesn't have any
say you
sand in
can keep your dog or something if you bring a dog.
Yeah, it does. It has a little bit of an annex, which is nice.
Oh, but your dog could sleep in here.
Hey, what's your score for the Easy Up?
Probably 193 to a 0 to scale to 0 to 150.
Okay.
It's okay.
All right, the final tent, the rooftop tent, Smittybilt Gen 2 rooftop tent. Let's see what's up here. This will be the first tent that you cannot stand up in. God, your feet are dirty. Well, you can, but that's because you're a tiny person. Okay.
Nobody can watch you sleep at all, not even if they look at the top, because they can't look at the
They can't look at the top, yeah.
They're not starters. It's more, I like it.
What's your score on this one?
0 to 100. 100. Because I love it.
You love it?
Probably a 99.
Okay, so y'all like this one best?
About the same amount of time it takes to put it up.
Woo! Less than 5 minutes. There it is.
Really?
4 minutes, 51 seconds.
Wow.
But we're professionals. Minutes 37 seconds.
Wow.
20 seconds less than that one. And it doesn't pack up as nice.
It doesn't, but I will say that's a sturdy tent. Like
that's a
when you're
good
in
tent, yeah.
It's solid. It don't move and shake like the other one does.
No. And it's a lot more private, so it's worth the extra minute of put up and the bulkiness.
Well, there you go.
That's it.
At the end of it all,
get outside.
Do what
Go
you want to do.
camping.
You don't have to have a rooftop
No.
tent. You don't have to have a dark out, easy up. We camped for years in a cheap Walmart 3-man. Then when the kids come along, and even when we had the slide in, the pop up, the big full camper, we still went tent camping because it's just easier.
It's fun.
But we have friends who camper camp. They got the TVs, they've got the recliners. They love it. That's their thing.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want to do, man. just get out of the house, go somewhere, see
Yeah.
see this beautiful country.
There is so much of this country to be seen, and we've only seen, like, I think combined we've probably been to like 25 or 26 states. So we've seen a lot of this country, and we've seen a lot of other countries, but there's still so much more to see, and that's what we want to do, is we want to go and see more of it. At the end of it all, we just want to inspire people to get outside, to go someplace new, to see some new things. It doesn't really matter how you go, what you do when you get there, if it's a hotel, if it's a tent, it doesn't matter. Just get outside and go see some places and go do some things and build some memories with your kids and with your family. That's, in the end, what really matters most.
So anyway, let's set up some tents.
We're going to set up tents.
Kids wanted
Kids
to come.
got a rate.
It was gorgeous.
It was a gorgeous trip.
Maybe Andrew's Rose camping.
Never done cinnamon rolls camping.
We had to find the steaks.
And we had to find the steaks.
The kid scale, because
Kid scale. A bug on your neck.
springtime.
You're okay with that? Bugs on you?
What do you want me to do?
Not have bugs on you. Okay. Camping, and you can do that. And
That's Kowalski.
you can't. Hush, hush. Me. So.
And then
Well, your words were, when you left over there, you said, "I'm gonna move my truck," and you said,
yeah, I meant that meant is the truck needs to be moved. But
That's not what you said.
But I'm in this,
You
so I can't
said.
drive two at one time. So I just assumed that when you walked over here, you'd be like, "Oh,
No.
the truck needs to be moved. He's
No.
in the Jeep. I'm gonna move it."
No, you said.
Initiative.
You said I'm gonna run down the road in the Jeep
But you still weren't walk. You still saw that it wasn't gonna happen, and you still didn't walk over here like you were gonna do it.
because I thought you were moving the truck because you said
I can't drive the Jeep and the truck at the same time.
Really? Really?
Yeah. walking across the yard.
Then you made me pull forward, and I was
I
like,
didn't make you pull. I even called you. I said, "Why is your mom pulling forward? Tell her to back." I'm sitting in the road to give you room to back up.
well, I didn't realize that I was the one.
I'm drinking a gallon of water. I know your brain's not dried up.
Oh my gosh, whatever. Oh, it died.